Today we'll be using SalsaJ to measure the size of craters on the moon using the photos that you took of the moon. Presumably in previous labs you installed SalsaJ and took a picture of the moon, and you know where those are on your machine. And we'll start by launching SalsaJ, which brings up the characteristic little yellow bar. We'll go to Image J, Open Image File, Desktop, in this case, navigate to the file and open it. Make sure that you're running it from within the application, within Image J. It should have this little number of pixels and what kind of image it is here. In this particular image, we want to identify the difference between the craters and the mare that are on the moon. To see the difference, we'll go look up what the lunar mare look like. There's a nice diagram on Wikipedia that we can compare to. So here's our image. Here's the mare. We notice it's not quite the same. In this particular image, it's easy to pick out this particular mare. It's over here. So we'd like to get our image flipped and rotated so it matches. For this particular image, I'll go to Process, Rotate. I'll flip it horizontally, and then I'll rotate it. Let's try rotating 90 degrees to the left. And for this case, that seems to match up to the image. Now I see this mare is here, and these big ones are here. And I can even see the Tycho crater down here. I might also go through and adjust the contrast to make those a little bit easier to see. If I click on the magnifying glass, I can zoom in a little bit more to get a closer look at these things. Our first step is we want to measure if we're going to get the size of the craters, we need to know how many pixels across the full moon is. Now, you probably don't have a image that has the entire moon. You might have a crescent moon, you might have a gibbous moon. In this case, we're going to try to use the outline of the moon that we know is the actual edge of the moon, as opposed to where the terminator is, where it's just dark, and we'll draw a circle that encompasses that whole thing. I'm going to right-click on that square and turn it into an oval, and I'll draw an oval that matches the outline of the moon. Once I get it reasonably close to a circle, I can hold down on the Shift key and drag it, and then it makes it exactly a circle. And here I'm lining up the edges over on this side of the moon where I know I'm seeing the edge of it. And then that helps me estimate the part of the moon that I can't see. We want to lock that circle in place. And to do that, we're going to use our region of interest menu, the ROI menu. If we go to Analyze, Tools, ROI Manager, we see something that allows us to store anything that we select. And so the first thing I'll do is add this circle as a region of interest. Now if I come up to the line and click off to the side, that circle goes away, but if I see Show All, a light blue circle appears instead. And I see that the first object, the first region of interest, is that full circle. SalsaJ allows you to pick circles and lines as regions of interest. If I want to measure the diameter of this, I'll go to the far left side, hold down on Shift, drag to the right, making a yellow line that goes all the way across the moon. And if I really wanted to get specific on it, I could make this a lot bigger so that my yellow line goes exactly to the edge of each side. You can use a little hand tool to drag around. If I hold shift, it makes that line perfectly straight. And I'll add that as my next region of interest. And so the first region of interest that I've got stored now is the circle. I'll zoom back out. And the second region of interest is that line. I can then go through and try to measure the largest path across several of the lunar mare. But I'll zoom in again. Oops. And then for the magnification, you have a left click to zoom in, right click to zoom out. Once it's selected, I'll go with my straight line tool, and here is the Sea of Serenity, and so I'll go for the longest distance across that and add that as another region of interest. And then we'll go to the Sea of Tranquility. And that's going to work for now. Next, I'd like to measure the size of a few craters. Here's an obvious little crater that is the Plato crater. So I'll zoom in on it. And zoom back out. Zoom in on this one down here. All right, I've got my craters measured, and I've got the mare measured. Now I might try and find a few very small craters to see what's the smallest crater I can see. For that, I'm going to zoom in on the spot that is right along the terminator here. And look for some tiny little craters. What's the smallest I can see that's still obviously a crater? Here's some little ones right here. So I'll add them in. All right, when I zoom out all the way, I can see all of my dots. I can center the image. Now, to make your analysis easier later, it's helpful to actually go back up to the circle that you'd created and delete that. That'll make the line that's going across the moon object number 1 for your spreadsheet. Now we will measure all those results. Here we see the brightness of them, which we're not going to be using, but the length of them is listed here. So we had the first thing all the way across the moon was 1,480 pixels. Let's go ahead and save this to my desktop or your astronomy lab folder if you've got that as a results file. And just so that we have it later, you might choose to do a screenshot of the moon picture with the labeling on it so you can come back and reference that later. SalsaJ creates this with an XLS rather than an XLSX suffix, and so it gives you this little alert, but it's going to be okay. The first thing I might do is go in and I'll see that I have the same data as I had before, but I might want to label the ones that are in there. And so create a column for the name. The first thing was the full moon itself. Here we'll sort of have to compare things. Object number 2 was Mare Serenitatis. First, let's calculate the fractional diameter. In this case, the fractional diameter of the moon divided by the moon is 1. The moon is 1 moon diameter across. The second one is going to be 270 divided by that. Again, if I put dollar signs around the F2, I won't have to type it each time. I can click on this. There's the formula for it. If I drag it down, it'll calculate the fraction for all of them. So this bottom one turns into F15. So it goes with this cell, but the F is locked in place here and the 2 is locked in place here. So that absolute reference doesn't change, but the relative reference does. I can turn that into diameter in kilometers by making it equal to whatever that was, times 173.1. That's just the radius. So I'll multiply that times 2, and I have the diameter of the moon in kilometers. I drag all those down, and I can see what their diameter is in kilometers as well. It looks like the Mare are ranging from about 260 up to 630 kilometers across. My large craters are ranging from 77 to 93 kilometers, and the little ones are somewhere between 12 and 15 kilometers across. Now, I don't have a way to easily look up what the real size of those craters is, but I can check on, and the size of these craters is a little bit uncertain because it depends on how you might measure it. So what I'll do is check for this to see how accurate my crater size is for the Plato crater. I type in Plato crater. I can see that its diameter as measured is 101 kilometers. And that, if I click on the citation, it looks like it's coming from the USGS. So I can start to see that the diameters I measured are all a little bit smaller than the real ones. So there's something that I haven't done right here. If I take my measured value minus the known value divided by the known value, I see that they're off by about 10%. So here I'll calculate out what the average size is of each category. And I'll put that, I'll make a separate little table here where it's my average Mare, my average large crater and my average small crater. And I'll type in equals the average of some variable. Select the region that represents the mare. Do the same for my 3 large craters. And equals average of the small ones. And I have some sense of it. Now that amount of precision is probably a little bit too much, so I can get rid of some decimal places. And type in the units over there. And I've got my answers. So there are the results that I've got for this particular lab, where there's some amount of uncertainty, but I've got my average mare are about 400 to 500 miles across. Large craters are about 80 miles across, and the small craters are about 15 miles across.